Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy and healthy life, not as disabled people, but as people with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. How you feeling today, my friends? You feeling good? You feeling strong? You feeling better than you did yesterday? Excellent. You can't ask for better than that. How you making out with your doctor's appointments? You getting to your doctor's appointments okay? It's been a pretty easy winter here in the Northeast, but they're predicting snow. Of course, we're going into March. Who knows, we'll probably have a white Easter. Hey, we got a good one for you today. But before we start, I want to remind you, An Apple a Day is brought to you by FamousApple.com. FamousApple.com is the home site for this podcast, so if you get a minute, check it out. And I want to remind you of another thing. An Apple a Day has its own chat room now where you can go and talk about the podcast. Tell us if you like it. If you don't like it, you can chat about things that we talk about, whether it's on An Apple a Day or An Apple a Day Fritter. You can go pass comments, make suggestions for different episodes. Tell us whatever you want. You can go to www.FamousApple.com/Apple Chat. Tell us whatever you feel like. Leave us a message. Tell us you like us. Tell us you hate us. It's there for you. You don't have to join. You don't have to register. Nothing. Just state your case. Anyhow, we have got a good one for you today. We are talking about the magic mushroom. Now, right now, I know some people just sat down right at their computer. They cranked up some Led Zeppelin, maybe a little Hendrix. They're getting ready to stare at the sun and watch the eagle fly by. I'm sorry to disappoint. That's not the magic mushroom I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real mushroom. Now, you know, throughout history, civilizations have treated mushrooms as a source of strength and healing. Mushrooms are really popular in the United States. They're flavorful, nutritious food. Did you know, according to the Agricultural Marketing Resource Center, the average American eats 3 pounds of mushrooms a year? 3 pounds, picture that. Greeks believed that eating mushrooms made warriors stronger. The Chinese culture has long considered mushrooms medicinal food for healing and healthy living. And today, Japan has approved a mushroom-based drug to treat cancer. They truly are magic mushrooms. It's a good food. It goes with everything. You know, people don't even realize sometimes that you're actually eating mushrooms. They're in salads. Some people have them in eggs. They're in soup. They're in pasta. Sometimes you just don't even realize that you're eating them. There's so much value in a mushroom. It's unbelievable. Now, I want you to sit back and relax because Dave is going to explain the values that are in mushrooms that we're eating. And I want to give you a slight warning. You know, you see mushrooms growing in your backyard. They're not safe to eat. Here's a good hint, a good tip. If the animals are not eating the mushrooms, that should be a good tip for you that it's not good for you to eat. If you've got possums or squirrels or rabbits in your backyard and the mushrooms are still there and they haven't eaten them, that should be a hint that you shouldn't eat them either. You know, the rabbits and the raccoons, they eat your tomato plants, they eat your carrots that you plant, the string beans and zucchini and all that stuff. Those are the things that you eat. But when they walk right past those mushrooms that are growing around your trees and what have you, and they don't eat them, you shouldn't eat them either. Unless you're a mushroom expert, stick to going to the store and buying mushrooms. But Dave's going to explain more about it. And here's just one more thing before we start. Have you ever heard of mushroom coffee? We're going to talk more about that in the second part of this podcast today. But keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind while you're listening to Dave on this part. Just sit back, relax, and listen to what Dave has to tell you about mushrooms.
Here are some impressive reasons to eat mushrooms. Can this nutrient-rich fungus boost your health? Throughout history, civilizations have treasured mushrooms as a source of strength and healing. Greeks believed eating mushrooms made warriors strong, while the Chinese culture has long considered them a medicinal food for healthy living. And today, Japan has an approved mushroom-based drug to treat cancer. Mushrooms are popular in the United States as a flavorful, nutritious food. The average American eats nearly 3 pounds of mushrooms a year, according to the Agricultural Marketing Resource Center. Many people also use mushrooms for medicinal purposes in dietary powders, liquids, and supplements. We've long known that mushrooms are good for you because of their bioactive compounds, and we're learning more about their benefits every day. There are so many varieties to enjoy in a wide variety of dishes, and we can also use them in many ways to supplement our diet and help keep us well. Mushrooms are a fungus. Scientists have identified thousands of species, but only about 24 are widely accepted for use as food. Some mushrooms have psychedelic compounds that cause hallucinations or an altered state of consciousness. Many others found in nature, like the deathcap mushroom, can't be safely consumed. Unless you're a mushroom expert, stick to your supermarket aisle to avoid poisoning or other side effects. You'll still have plenty of options, though prices vary. Some mushrooms have a rich, savory taste, making them a good meat substitute. Others feature more delicate, earthy flavors. Button mushrooms, the most common mushrooms in the U.S., have a mild taste. Other widely available types include chanterelle, shaped like a trumpet; cremini, baby bella, firm and dark; enoki, small white stems with caps; maitake, dimpled and spongy; oyster, fan-shaped with a thin cap; porcini, thick-stemmed with a reddish-brown cap; portobello, brown with a thick, large cap; and the shiitake, ivory-colored stem and a dark brown cap. Mushrooms contain health-boosting vitamins and minerals, along with protein and fiber. For example, 1 cup of cremini mushrooms has only 15 calories, but 2 grams of protein and nearly 1 gram of fiber. Mushrooms also contain compounds, including polysaccharides and sterols, that may help protect your health and prevent disease. Nutrients in mushrooms include selenium, helps your body make antioxidants to prevent cell damage; vitamin B6, supports your nervous system and helps form red blood cells; riboflavin, niacin, and pantothenic acid help carry out several metabolic reactions and are involved in the production of energy; potassium, identified in the 2020 Dietary Guidelines for Americans as an underconsumed nutrient, helps muscles contract, assists with fluid balance and maintains normal blood pressure; zinc, supports your immune system and healthy growth in babies and children. 7 benefits of eating mushrooms. While research hasn't been extensive and more is certainly needed, some studies have shown that mushrooms may 1. Boost your immune system. Chronic inflammation is associated with heart disease, cancer and other medical conditions. Mushrooms contain certain antioxidants that help protect your body from stress and prevent or slow cell damage. Mushrooms also activate substances in your immune system that can enhance its ability to protect you against infection and disease, including the growth of tumor cells. Some research has found a potential link between higher mushroom consumption and lower cancer risk, especially breast cancer. 2. Lower blood pressure. Potassium is a mineral and electrolyte that helps your body control blood pressure. Most Americans don't get enough potassium. Because mushrooms are rich in this mineral, they may help lower high blood pressure. They may also reduce your risk of developing cardiovascular disease. 3. Support weight loss. Research suggests that a mushroom-rich diet can help you safely lose weight when combined with exercise and healthy lifestyle habits. In one study, people who substituted 20% of their meat consumption with mushrooms showed improved weight loss results. The flavor of mushrooms may reduce your need for added salt, too, which helps control your blood pressure. Researchers found that substituting mushrooms for half the meat in a ground beef recipe kept the taste but reduced sodium intake by 25%. 4. Supply vitamin D. Vitamin D2, a type of vitamin D, keeps your bones strong and muscles working properly. Most of our vitamin D comes from animal-based sources, dietary supplements and good old sunshine. And here's a fun fact. Some mushrooms may have a label that reads, UV-treated, or, rich in vitamin D. That's because mushrooms contain ergosterol, which turns into vitamin D when exposed to ultraviolet light. These UV-treated mushrooms are enriched for your health. When mushrooms are exposed to ultraviolet radiation or even sunlight, the ergosterol transforms into vitamin D, so you get a high concentration of vitamin D when you eat them, potentially enough to meet 100% of your vitamin D needs for the day. You can buy UV-treated or vitamin D-enriched mushrooms at the store. Or try it at home. Slice 1 portobello or 3 smaller, white button or cremini mushrooms. Leave them in direct sunlight for as little as 15 minutes. Sun and done. 5. Protect brain health. The nutritional value of mushrooms may help protect your brain from mild cognitive impairment, MCI. In one study, participants 60 and older who ate more than 2 cups of mushrooms per week had a much lower risk of developing MCI. Other research suggests mushrooms rich in polyphenols and certain antioxidants may help protect against neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. This mushroom research is interesting because it could help with serious brain conditions that affect so many people. We need to know much more, but early studies are promising. 6. Maintain heart health. Mushrooms are a boon for healthy heart lovers. Their nutrients and plant-based compounds can help prevent plaque buildup in your blood vessels. Substitute flavorful, low-sodium mushrooms for meat while keeping calories, fat and cholesterol levels low. Some mushrooms have taste and texture just like meat, and the benefits of substituting them for beef, lamb or other red meat can't be beat. You get the nutrients and the low calories, sodium and cholesterol without sacrificing flavor. 7. Improve gut health. Mushrooms contain substances you need to balance your microbiome, fungi, bacteria and viruses, in your gut and fuel the growth of good bacteria. By supporting your digestive system and immune system, mushrooms can help make sure that the nutritious food you eat keeps you healthy and strong. Are mushrooms safe? The answer is, it depends. Mushrooms you buy in a store are generally safe unless you have an allergy to mushrooms or mold. Remember, mushrooms are fungi. Wild mushrooms you find in nature are much riskier to eat. It takes experience and expertise to identify mushrooms in nature you can safely eat. And even then, few wild mushrooms are safe to eat raw. Dozens of mushrooms, often called toadstools, contain a deadly poison. Symptoms of mushroom poisoning typically appear within a few hours of eating mushrooms. They include confusion, diarrhea, difficulty breathing or slowed breathing, dilated pupils or watering eyes, excess saliva, excitability, nausea or vomiting, sweating. Call 911 or seek medical attention immediately if you suspect you have mushroom poisoning. Mushrooms are a common and nutritious food, recognized around the world for their potential health benefits. With a range of safe, edible types to choose from, you can eat them in a sandwich, mix them into soups and salads or even substitute them for meat. They contain important substances known to ward off disease, while their interesting flavors and textures add flair to any dish. Impress guests and yourself with a healthy serving or two. Now, I'm gonna pass this back over to Jimmy.
Thanks, Dave. Hey, don't go anywhere because we still have more to go on magic mushrooms. That was interesting because there's so many facets to a mushroom. Who would think that a piece of fungus growing next to a tree could be that healthy for you? Again, don't go after the ones in your backyard unless you're an expert. go to the supermarket. But now, recently, mushroom coffee has become all the rage. They're finding out that it's healthier for you. It's a healthier alternative to regular coffee, they say. I, for one, love my coffee. And I tried the mushroom flavored coffee, the mushroom extract in the coffee, the mushroom blend, as they call it. I think it's an acquired taste. I don't know. But although it's trending right now, some of the coffee shops, they're pushing it, mushroom coffee. It's trending, but it's far from new. According to sources, mushroom coffee, the mushrooms were used as a coffee substitute back in Finland during World War II because coffee beans weren't available. So that's what they used for coffee, was mushrooms. So it's nothing new. It's just that Generation Z, I guess it is, has found out about it, and now they're trying it. And they're making extracts from it. I want David to tell you about mushroom coffee. It's supposed to be a healthy alternative, and it does have a flavor to it. Me personally, I like to make my own coffee. I don't like to go to these coffee bars or anything like that. When you buy mushroom coffee outside, if you buy it at a supermarket, if you can find it, it's usually 2.5 times the price of regular coffee. And if you can find ground mushroom to mix with your own coffee, that's different. You can make it to your taste. Listen to what Dave has to tell you about the benefits, or the so-called benefits, of mushroom coffee. So sit back, relax, and listen to what Dave has to tell you about mushroom coffee.
Mushroom coffee is lauded as a healthier alternative to regular coffee, boasting medicinal mushroom extracts and added health benefits. But is mushroom coffee worth the hype? Although it's currently a trending coffee blend, this concept is far from new. According to online sources, mushrooms were used as a coffee substitute in Finland during World War II, when coffee beans weren't available. There's also an extensive history of culinary and medicinal use of mushrooms in Asian countries, specifically for Chinese medicine, for their nutritional and health benefits. What is it? If you visualize a cup of joe with mushrooms floating at the top, take a sigh of relief. That is not what this is. Mushroom coffee is a delicate blend of ground mushrooms and coffee beans combined to brew a dark, smooth, and nutty coffee. Mushroom coffee generally uses medicinal mushroom extracts rather than culinary mushrooms like shiitake and portobello. Common medicinal mushrooms used to make this trendy coffee include chaga, turkey's tail, lion's mane, reishi, and cordyceps. Several consumer reviews indicate that the flavor profile of mushroom coffee isn't so different from that of regular coffee. However, the proposed health benefits of mushroom coffee, including reduced anxiety and improved immunity, give it a marketing edge. How is it made? To make mushroom coffee, the fruiting bodies of the mushrooms are extracted and made into an organic powder that's free from fillers, carriers, and other additives. Through a dual extraction process, the mushrooms are then dehydrated, ground into a fine powder, and mixed into ground coffee beans. This is usually done in a 1-to-1 ratio. You can purchase mushroom coffee as instant coffee packets, ground coffee blends, and/or coffee pods. Mushroom coffee can be prepared using the same methods as regular coffee to make delicious mochas, lattes, or black coffee drinks. It's lower in caffeine than regular coffee. Mushroom coffee blends are marketed as being lower in caffeine than regular coffee. Caffeine is a psychoactive substance naturally found in some foods like coffee beans, cocoa beans, and tea leaves, but it is also added in a synthetic form to other foods and beverages. People who are pregnant or lactating, children, and individuals with underlying heart issues have a higher risk of experiencing the negative side effects of caffeine consumption and should be cautious of their intake. Although drinking up to 400 milligrams of caffeine daily isn't associated with adverse effects, this may be different for people with sensitivity to caffeine. In this case, you may experience anxiety, rapid heart rate, upset stomach, and other side effects even with lower caffeine intakes. As mentioned, with mushroom coffee, an amount of mushroom powder is usually combined with an equal amount of ground coffee beans. Because the mushroom powder doesn't contain caffeine, it cuts the caffeine content of the final product in half, compared with regular coffee. However, this may not be true for all brands of mushroom coffee. The caffeine content is often not listed on the product's packages. So, mushroom coffee drinks have about half the amount of caffeine as a regular cup of coffee but significantly more caffeine than decaffeinated coffee. Medicinal mushrooms have been commonly used in traditional Chinese medicine for hundreds of years. The compounds extracted from medicinal mushrooms are called adaptogens, which may improve the body's response to stress. Since the 1970s, researchers have been interested in the adaptogens from medicinal mushrooms for their potential health benefits. However, it's important to note that most studies on medicinal mushrooms are based on animals or done in a lab, with few well-designed clinical trials including humans. This means that we can't simply apply the results of these studies to humans or human diseases. Plus, these studies aren't specific to mushroom coffee, and it's unclear whether there are combined positive or negative health effects of mixing mushrooms and coffee beans. It's safe to say that although medicinal mushrooms and coffee have some established benefits on their own, there are numerous unverified health claims about the benefits of mushroom coffee. Here are some scientific findings for alleged health benefits of medicinal mushrooms. Improved immunity. In test tube studies, turkey's tail and its fermented substrates have demonstrated some immune-boosting properties. Potential for cancer prevention. Studies have indicated some potential of lion's mane, reishi, turkey's tail, chaga, and cordyceps as supportive therapies for cancer patients, such as helping fight nausea and vomiting. Anti-ulcer. Studies done in rats showed that chaga mushrooms may help fight ulcers. Anti-allergenic, food allergies. In test tube studies, chaga mushroom has shown evidence of suppressing the activity of immune cells responsible for an allergic response to some foods. Heart disease. Reishi extracts show potential for reducing blood cholesterol levels and in turn reducing the risk of heart disease. Although there's some promising evidence available, more research including humans is needed to verify those health effects, especially in mushroom coffee blends. Although mushroom coffee may be an exciting thing to try, there are some downsides to consider. The main downside is that human studies on its health effects are currently lacking. Most research studies have been conducted in test tubes or animals, and human research is needed to verify those health claims. This means that information regarding safe dosage, who would benefit from this product, who may need to avoid it, and whether medicinal mushrooms interact with medications is largely unknown, and this may raise some safety concerns. Plus, mushroom coffee is costly. It often costs double the price of regular coffee for a 12 ounces, 340 grams bag. A potential cause for the higher price point is that medicinal mushrooms are grown in their natural habitats and are generally not commercially farmed. This means they may be hard to come by. The bottom line. Mushroom coffee is a trending coffee brew made from blends of regular coffee and extracts of medicinal mushrooms, including chaga, cordyceps, reishi, lion's mane, and turkey's tail. Although there are several health claims regarding the use of mushrooms and mushroom coffee for various health conditions, most of them are unverified at this moment, and more human research is needed. Although it may be safe to try for most people, you should always discuss it with your healthcare provider if you're taking medication or have a pre-existing health condition. I hope you found this informative and interesting. I'm gonna pass this back over to Jimmy. Enjoy your day.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Try it. If you like the flavor of the coffee with the mushroom in it, that's great. But before you do try it, check with your doctor to make sure that there's no adverse reactions to your medications. And who knows, you may get some benefit out of it. Like me, I love cinnamon in my coffee. Now, some people say cinnamon is good in fighting diabetes. I don't know. I like the taste of it. If it does benefit fighting diabetes, all the better. But I like the taste of it. You might like the taste of mushroom coffee. Like I said, to me, it's like an acquired taste. I could see myself getting used to it, but check with your doctor first. Before you do anything that might affect your medication or have an adverse effect on your medication, check with your doctor first, please. Let's move on to the next section here. Hey, I want to thank you for stopping by today, and I want to remind you of something. Things can always be worse. That's right, my friends. No matter what, things can always be worse. Right now, there's somebody somewhere wishing that they were in your position. So things can always be worse. And another thing, there is no such thing as a disabled person. That's right, we're not disabled. We're people with a disability. We're people first, the disability second. If we were disabled people, we'd be broken. We're not broken. We're a little bit bent, but we're not broken. And no matter what, if you forget anything else or everything else, remember this. Live. Live your life. Don't let anyone else stop you from living your life. You're a strong, formidable person. Live your life. And don't, for whatever reason, don't let you forget to live your life. Hey, you've been listening to An Apple a Day. My name is Jimmy Apple, and I'm going to talk to you again real soon. Don't forget to check out the Apple Fritters during the week. They come out just about every day. Okay, my friends, I'll talk to you again real soon. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.